Good afternoon. Today I am doing my report on Maxine Greene. Her real name was Sarah Maxine Greene. She was an American educational philosopher, author, social activist, and a teacher. At the top of my pamphlet, you're going to notice that I have a quote, and the quote reads, "Part of teaching is helping people create themselves." That's how she seen this part of these teachers, being part of themselves also with that. Her philosophy, Dr. Greene believed that creative thinking and robust imagining were the keys not just to an individual's lifelong learning, but to the flourishing of a democratic society. She espoused the view that students could be taught and encouraged to engage the world, not just as it, but as it might otherwise. And this is a picture of Maxine Greene. She was born December 23rd, 1917, Brooklyn, New York. Her early childhood, her father was a businessman who made jewelry, and her mother was a secretary. Over here in this box square here, there's a picture that says, "Indeed, art may make the petrified world speak, sing, perhaps dance." Growing up, Maxine Greene's inspirations were her teachers, especially her French teacher. So her education, Maxine Greene attended Berkeley School in Brooklyn, New York, 1934. She graduated from Barnard College with a BA in 1938. She received her master's from New York University in 1949 and earned her doctorate in 1955 from New York University also. And in the background here, I just have a photo of New York University. Going on down to Maxine's career, Maxine Greene taught at New York University, Montclair State College, and Brooklyn College. In 1965, Maxine Greene joined the faculty at Teachers College, Columbia University. And then in 1973, Maxine Greene was one of the signers of the Humanist Manifesto II. And then in 1976 through 2012, Maxine Greene conducted workshops, especially in literature as art, and lecture at LCI's summer camps. Her foundation was founded in 2003 for social migration, the arts of education. The foundation supports the creation and appreciation of works that embody fresh social visions. Its goal is to generate inquiry, imaginative, and the creation of artworks by diverse people. She has a grant, and it's up to $10,000, and it is awarded to education and artists, individuals. Maxine her values that she was into teaching was experiential learning in its entirety. She influenced thousands of educators to bring vitality of the arts to teachers and children. And here is another quote by Maxine Greene. "Education, like democracy, is always in the making, forever incomplete, founded in possibilities." In 2005, Maxine Greene inspired the creation for the High School of Arts, Imagination, and Inquiry in association with LCI and New Visions for Public Schools. The school encourages students to expand their imaginative capacities in the arts and other subject areas. And then in here in this yellow box, these are her theories of education. I will just run through those, and I will add a little bit to those. Number one, theory of value. And what Maxine Greene, what she feels is what knowledge and skills are worthwhile learning. Those things which release more and more people for relective encounters with a range of works of art. Ideas of democracy objectively true. It doesn't matter, she says. What are the goals of education? To help students realize their deep connection and responsibility for not only their own individual experience, but for other human beings also that they share this world with. Number two is theory of knowledge, okay? And what is knowledge, she says? Well, it's anything that helps us to know ourselves and the world in which we live. And how is it different from belief? She feels that rather seek out a theory of truth, we simply affirm an ethical base for the value of cooperative human inquiry. All right, and then she talks about what is a mistake with this theory of knowledge and what is a lie. So a mistake, she says, is to fail after reflection. To act is a mistake. But to lie, it's really anything that is believed without due reflection. So activities that stifle the imagination lead to lies. 3 is theory of human nature. What is a human being? Human beings define themselves through projects and other things like dance and music. Theory of learning. What is learning? She states learning is the ultimate purpose of education to help students and their teachers create meaning in their lives. That's a key for learning. 5 is theory of transmission. Who is to teach, she says. Those who have learned the importance of becoming reflective enough to think about their own thinking and become conscious of their own consciousness. So teachers must be taught to educate our children to take responsibility for collective well-being. And then moving down to 6, theory of society. What is society, she asks. It's a democratic community deeply rooted in an essentialist notion of wide awakes. Down to 7, theory of opportunity. What is to be educated? Since democracy and community are always in the making, everyone needs to be educated, she states. And finally, number 8, theory of consensus. Why do people disagree? And how is consent achieved? Disagreement is to be expected between people is what she states. And that, I believe that is so true. And then the part over here in this green, the Maxine Greene Institute, this is more about aesthetic education. She focuses on specific like artworks, like art making, inquiry, reflection, and research. That's for her key elements of the aesthetic education. That's her belief. And in over here, more of the aesthetic education, this is from this part that I just read about the Maxine Greene Institute. Maxine Greene will be best remembered for her classroom instruction, which drew on personal experience and a wide range of cultural references, from Sartre to Mel Brooks, and inspired a rare kind of loyalty and admiration among generations of students. Maxine did die. Her death was at the age of 96, and she died in May 29th of 2014 in Manhattan, New York, New York. And here are my resources at the bottom. I hope you enjoyed my presentation and have a great day. Bye-bye.